Hey guys, welcome back, and today we have got some interesting news from Matt Mercer and the folks over at Critical Role. Now, I know it's not in everybody's wheelhouse. I don't watch the show, although I have been told that the cartoon that they've got out to support the show is very funny. I might check that out. But if you remember, there was kind of a mixed result from Critical Role's response to the OGL debacle. So we're going to talk a little bit about what they said on a recent interview. But before we get into that, please like the video if you like it. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell icon for notifications. Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. And today's video is, of course, brought to you by our friends over at Hellebarde Games. Hellebarde publishes the modules that they like to play, with offerings for the OSR, Castles and Crusades, and 5th edition. No matter what rules are in use, old school gaming is at the table. You can grab Hellebarde's modules on DriveThruRPG or via the Hellebarde website at hellebardegames.com, and I will, of course, link to them both in the description. Let's go ahead and get right to it now. This once again comes from CBR, which comic book review. I know a lot of people are not super big fans of that, but it's the link that I have. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Critical Role's Matt Mercer, Marisha Ray support the open D&D movement. And of course, the open D&D movement was a great hue and cry that went up when it looked like Wizards of the Coast was going to lock down Dungeons and Dragons for independent publisher development. Now, that's still a going concern. And again, it broadly affects everybody, whether you're making stuff for original D&D or all the way up to 5th edition. You can kind of be part of this, but we'll take a look at this because their focus is on new D&D, and whether you think Critical Role has been a net negative or positive for D&D, you can't deny that they are big and they command a lot of attention. Critical Role's Matthew Mercer and Marisha Ray speak out in support of the hashtag OpenD&D movement following the WotC Dungeons & Dragons OGL controversy. And of course, this is from just 18 hours ago. Critical Role's Matthew Mercer and Marisha Ray have voiced their support for the Open D&D movement while speaking to Gizmodo about Season 2 of the Legends of Vox Machina. Mercer and Ray touched on the Open D&D movement that resulted from Wizards of the Coast Dungeons & Dragons Open Gaming License controversy. Ray first referenced Critical Role's official statement regarding the OGL, wherein the team expressed its support for third-party creators to contribute to the world of D&D. Reiterating that support, she noted that the more room to create, the better it is for the community as a whole. First of all, that was an extremely tepid response, but they probably have a lot of contractual obligations that they can't step on. And also, if I'm being cynical, I think what she means is Critical Role's ability to continue to create. Critical Role supports third-party D&D creators. We thoroughly believe that the more systems, the more RPG games that are out there, the more variety that people have to choose from. That only strengthens the entire community, she said. So I think going forward, it's important to have an environment that does allow these creators, independent, big, small, to create and make new things. And whichever way allows the community to do that, that's where we're going to stand in support. Where were you guys last week when it looked like Wizards of the Coast was not backing down? Where was that statement last week? It's easy to make now that on the face of it, it looks like Wizards has conceded. But if you see my video yesterday, there is some very sneaky trap logic language in their most recent facts about OGL 1 point whatever. Ray also acknowledged Critical Role's own modest beginnings when it began an actual play for D&D on Twitch as a part of Geek and Sundry. Folks, that's not modest. That's like saying the NFL had a modest start when it launched Monday Night Football, okay? But again, I don't want to get too deep into editorializing. We ourselves started as small indie creators and have continued to grow and take off from there. We're never going to forget our roots. Okay, guys. Okay. Since then, the company has grown to require its own studio and owns a publishing company, Darrington Press, and a charity. Well, charity is a good thing. It's also behind the current hit series, The Legend of Vox Machina, which adapts Critical Role's first campaign as an animated series. The first season received a 100% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes, and its second season is currently on track to do the same. Vox Machina follows the eponymous adventuring party as they traverse Mercer's fantasy world of Daltori. I'm sorry, those little apostrophe glottal stop things always. Like, why did you put that in there? Anyway. First taking on the evil Briarwoods and now facing the dangerous and draconic Chroma Conclave. Critical Role announced the creation of a Mighty Nine animated series based on Campaign 2's adventuring party. According to the teaser, Mighty Nine follows a group of criminals and misfits who are the only ones that can prevent the kingdom from plunging into chaos when an arcane artifact capable of reshaping reality falls in the wrong hands. It currently has no release date. And I think we can I think we're all smart enough, we're all grown up enough that we can read between the lines. Just like Wizards of the Coast, Critical Role knows that people really unhappy with that weak sauce statement that they released. And now that it's safe to, now that they felt that tension on the leash kind of ease up a little bit, now they're going to release a statement that is as equally as tepid. So I don't particularly find this that revolutionary or earth-shaking. If I'm being completely upfront with you guys, I think this is more, them just kind of staring at their feet and digging their toes into the earth and saying, oh, well, I don't know, maybe it's bad, I don't know. But you know what? You tell me down in the comments below. Do you even care about Critical Role? Right? I mean, our thrust around here is old school gaming. Matt Mercer is not going to sit down and play first edition AD&D on his live streams. I think his gaggle of professional paid voice actors and their totally spontaneous role play sessions would be upended by that. But that's my editorializing, okay? That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I want to apologize for the two videos that I had slated to release yesterday obviously didn't drop. There were serious audio and quality problems with them, and we didn't live stream last night. I have a tremendous amount of stress, once again, has ramped back up because of my cart, and that's just how it is. However, I have 3 videos coming out today in addition to this one, and there's a live stream tonight. Kyle will not be in-house, so we're going to deep dive into Dungeon Module B4, The Lost City. That is letter B, number 4, not before as in prior to The Lost City. So we're going to start tonight our deep dive. Let's read The Lost City. That one's for you, Luther Pendragon. So the first video that's coming after this one will be a kind of a rerun. It will be a very long live stream that I did with Ty Beard a couple of years ago, covering the Dragonlance controversy that Wizards of the Coast created, messing around the Dragonlance IP. It's a lot of fun. Ty and I discuss a lot of things, and he brings a keen legal mind to the discussion. I'm trying to get him on to talk about the situation that Wizards of the Coast has created, but he's a busy guy. So that video is dropping a little bit after this. Then we're going to have Tales of Tabletop Triumph, and then I'm going to try and get out a little factual video about the Monster Manual, and then of course we have the live stream coming tonight. So thank you, everyone. Thank you once again. If you haven't, please consider clicking on the subscribe button and the bell icon for notifications. I'll bring you guys more news as it comes in. Clearly, things are not over yet. Okay, there's still going to be stuff to report on about this, at least for the next little while. I don't 100% trust Wizards of the Coast with anything yet, but we'll see what happens. So you guys stay good, stay positive, and I'll see you all in a little while. Peace.